because it's the combination.
What I'm fascinated from your point of view, Jenny, is that in Europe, if a horse came off a 7-month layoff, people would be questioning whether they would be fit enough, but they certainly wouldn't be dogmatic about it. In the United States, for example, horse coming off a 7-month layoff can't win.
Yeah.
Couldn't possibly win this. What's your view?
Well, my view is I'm going to go and have a look at him right now because I know that he's around about exact normal racing weight. So I think they will put enough miles into his legs here, and it's just whether the old legs can handle it. He's an 8-year-old now.
I'm just looking at the odds board. He's 1.9. That's probably about as big as he's ever been, isn't it?
Could be. Before Jenny gets to Cairo to get her thoughts on Cairo, and Nick, what do we make of Cairo in this race for Aidan?
I don't know. I simply don't know who Cairo is. He ran a great race when he was placed in the Irish 2000 Guineas. But Paddington aside, behind Cairo, that form's taken plenty of knocks. I'm not sure how strong a crop of early miling 3-year-olds that was. They tried him on the dirt in Dubai as well. He's got a mixed pedigree. He's by Quality Road, the dirt stallion, but from a very good turf family. Clearly, Aidan O'Brien, given the way he's campaigned him, thinks he's very good. It's just very hard to know how good he is and whether he'll really have the requisite pace and turn of speed for a race like this.
Here we go, Jenny. Here's Golden 60, the 1.9 favourite, looking to win his 3rd Hong Kong mile.
All right, well, we'll keep a good eye on the champ, Golden 60. He is normally quite good for most part of the parade, and then he can get a little bit flighty late. He's been beautifully prepared. He looks well. His coat's gleaming. He's strong. He's sort of developed and got stronger as time's gone on, and he seems to be walking out nice and freely. He looks in good order. I'm going to get one more glimpse of him here through the crowd. A little wintry in his coat, but healthy and nice and alert, behaving himself well. Looks very well.
Here's California Spangle, the horse who beat Golden 60 in this race last year. It'll be interesting to see what effect Christophe Soumillon can have on him and whether he can get him into that favoured prominent position. He should be able to from stall 2, and it's not impossible that he could get the run of the race, whilst from outside gate, Golden 60's riding for a bit of luck.
He is a horse that is got plenty of quality about him. He's a really nice individual, very strong all over, walks out nicely, behaves himself well in the parade. He will always carry that little bit of weight, but he's quite a stocky, strong horse, so he looks healthy. He's, as I said, behaviour is very good, and if he's timed to perfection and does get an easy time of things on the lead, he could give a really good side here. He looks well.
There's been virtually no talk this week about California Spangle, which is really surprising considering what he did in this race last year. Dan on the kid now, and he's coming into this with a couple of fair runs on the board, but of course he raced here, Jenny, over the 2,000 metres. I don't know what to expect over a mile today.
Yeah, now this horse I've seen twice here in Hong Kong, and he's thrown his head around on each occasion, so still doing the same antics. Just goes to show that some of them never get out of these sort of habits. They are going to take him out early. He looks extremely fit. He's nice and healthy. He's a horse who is quite athletic, and he walks out nice and freely. He actually looks really well.
This is Seraphos. I like the claims of this horse. It came to himself at this time last year. When he's on his A game, he could post a figure in the mid-120s, and that'd be good enough to see him on the premises here. Much better than the official finishing position in that last run, the Mile Championship in native Japan, behind today's rival Namur. I expect him to do the best of the Japanese.
Yeah, look, he's bandaged on all 4 legs here, and he looks really fit. He's got a little bit of a grey fleck through his coat. It's actually gleaming. He's got a beautiful shine to it. He's behaving himself well, and he looks extremely fit. I would give him an each-way chance. He looks well.
We're going on to a tribalist now. We've seen Andre Fabre in the winner's circle this afternoon, Macau Barcelona in the previous. Again, almost unknown on a good track this afternoon.
Well, he's beaten some credentialed horses. He's beaten the Revenant and Factor Cheval this year. They're both capable of Group 1 mile form in Europe. So he is good. Fabre's campaigned him quite conservatively, perhaps with the idea that he's got one big hurrah at the end of the campaign. We don't know whether he's going to be any good on this ground, but we said the same thing about Junko earlier in the afternoon. 30 times champion trainer. He could pull more than one rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, look, he's relaxed here in the parade, nothing phasing him. He's got a different sort of walking style. He sort of throws those feet out and just puts them down gently. Very athletic and fit and relaxed. So he actually parades well. I wouldn't be ruling him out.
Solrosh is just coming into the yard here, Nick. He ran a career best last start. He'd need to improve again, though, I think.
I think he would. Joe Moreira fancies him, but Joe's a glass half full kind of guy. He looks very well to my eye. I'd be interested to see what you think, Jenny.
I'm just walking over to him now so I can get a good look at him. You can see he's a little bit stirred up, a little bit fiery. The swish of the tail, he's a very stocky, strong big-bodied colt, or entire, I should say. He's a 5-year-old. Carries a bit of weight around the midsection, as they can often do. But he's got a good, healthy shine to his coat. Hopefully he will just settle down a bit more than when he first came into his position here. Looks-wise, a place chance. I could only give him a place chance, but he's healthy.
Here's Beauty Eternal. This is the other human interest story in this race, save Vincent Ho and connections of Golden 60, because Zach Purton takes the ride on Beauty Eternal, having lost the ride or got off the ride on California Spangle. Who quite knows what happened there, but if he were to win on Beauty Eternal, it would be sweet for a number of reasons. Had great success for these connections as well. Won this race on the Great Beauty Generation. This is the horse on the up. We don't quite know how good Beauty Eternal is yet, and the answer might be very, judged on that last run. Yeah,
look, I love the way he's parading this horse. He's just so calm and collected here in the parade. He's looking extremely fit. He's had the benefit of a couple of runs just to get his fitness level up, and he's also had a recent trial, and he looked good in that trial. This is as fit as I've seen him. So I've got to give him a strong chance. He looks very well.
What about Beauty Joy, Jenny, who, of course, Derek Lung lost the stick last time out, but he gave Beauty Eternal a massive fright in the Jockey Club Mile last time out.
He certainly did, yeah. And I think probably circumstances suited there where he sat back and he sort of relaxed a little bit. But if everyone follows Hong Kong racing, this horse has got a very light mouth. He needs to be sort of ridden with kid gloves. He's not the easiest of horses. He's got ability. He never carries any excess condition as far as his looks go. Very quiet horse, really healthy in his coat, and he's walking out okay. That's a pretty good parade from him.
Lims Kosciuszko we're seeing on screen now. Dan Maher, Damien Lane, likely to be the last probably Singapore runner we see on the international stage, Nick.
Yeah, and we wish them well as well. It's going to be a tough time for the Singaporeans. It's such a shame that we're seeing that jurisdiction under pressure and about to go. But let's get back to this horse. He's sweating up a little bit behind. He's bandaged on those hind legs. He's a fantastic horse in Singapore, the best they've got there. He walks out freely. He looks well. He's been nicely presented.
Yeah, came to the sprint here last year, finished last. Hope for better over this longer distance. An elegy to Singapore racing, as you say, Lims Kosciuszko. Voyage Bubble, James McDonald, a big plus clearly, has sprung one surprise already in Hong Kong. Victor in the Hong Kong Derby at odds of over 40-1. I think it would be a shock today for all the man on top can produce miracles occasionally. Yeah, well, he certainly can. He's a beautiful horse, Voyage Bubble. I wouldn't be ruling him out. I've got to say, Nick, his coat's just okay. It's not brilliant, but he is a big, strong horse. He's got really good hindquarters on him. He's beautifully behaved here, and he's dropped 14 pounds. Now, I thought he was carrying a bit of condition last time he stepped out, and he has trimmed up a bit. So he's there with I'd give him some hope. I wouldn't be ruling him out.
Those runners that were up on the pace in the Jockey Club Mile, in the end, weakened to be 3rd, 4th and 5th. So they came undone over the final stages, those gallopers there out of the Jockey Club Mile. Encountered, Chinny, what do we do with a horse like Encountered? He won the Sar Ladies Purse. Manfred Mann looking for a big double this afternoon. He might be a sneaky place chance in a race like this.
He could well be. He's a quality horse to look at. He's got a great nature. He's really strong in the shoulder. He maintains his condition quite nicely as well. Now, he's coming off a win in the Sar Ladies Purse, and he still continues to walk out nice and freely. There is nothing wrong with him if you like him. He's a nice horse.
That is number 11, Encountered. Derek Lung and Manfred Mann, a 7-time winner of his 19 starts here. 2 of them course and distance. Got home pretty well in a trial on the all-weather recently. As we now look at the next of the runners to come up on screen. We're about 10.5 minutes away from race number 7 of the afternoon. And Nick, here we've got number 13, Namur, on screen.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear the noise here. That's all for Golden 60, which is all exciting. And the crowd giving him a fantastic roar here. Which horse are we on?
Namur.
She looks good. She's strong in the chest. She looks really fit. She's wintry in her coat, but behaving herself really nicely. So she presents well, and she's a very good walker, very smooth in her walking action, athletic type. So if there's sufficient speed on, and there just might be here, she should be very strong at the end.
She beat 2 of these last time out in the Mile Championship. Sprung a bit of a surprise that day. Ryan Moore was supposed to ride her. He got an injury and was replaced by Fujioka. William Buick taking the ride today. Here's Davina. Christian Demuro rides this mare. she's got quite a bit to do. She's by one of the best racehorses in Japan in recent years, Maurice, who also had great success here in Hong Kong. And she comes into the race off the back of just a respectable effort in the QE2 last time.
And she's also coming back in distance as well. Well, she's conducted herself really well here. She's another one of these horses that throws those front legs out. She's got her own style. It's very elegant, in fact, and she does look really quite fit. Weight-wise, she's 922 pounds, so she's not a strong filly, or mare, but she's behaving herself nicely, and she does look very fit.
There you can see Seraphos has been turned out best by those that judge that down in the paddock. We didn't, at the start, Jenny, get your comments on Cairo. Did you see him before he leaves the yard, Cairo?
Yes, I did. I thought he was looking okay. He actually started winning early when he first came out into the parade, and he was a little bit on his toes, and then I thought he settled down quite nicely. But in doing so, he got himself just a tad warm. So that was the only little concern with him.
Okay, that is the verdict there on Cairo. Let's head over to Nick Child. He's standing by with one of the winning trainers here this afternoon at Sharpton.
Thank you very much, Tom. Yes, Andre Favre very kindly joins me. Andre, many thanks for your time. Tribalist, your runner here in the mile. How happy have you been with him so far?
Well, he travelled really well and he settled well as well, so I'm happy with his condition, and we'll see if he's good enough to.
He's got form at the top level. Obviously, he ran in at a French 2,000 guineas. I guess the biggest question, Andre, might well be the ground. What's your take on him performing on this surface?
He's not concerned he handles any sort of ground. It's a lot of experience in a big field, which is a worry for me.
And I guess to be a part of a race like this, obviously, you would have the utmost respect for horses like Golden 60 and the Japanese as well. So it is quite a strong race this year.
That's the interesting point with those races. You can meet with the other continent, other horses, when we can assess the form of everybody.
Many congratulations earlier on as well, of course. Junko was extremely good in the Vase. I imagine you must be a very pleased man to have won another one.
Yeah, I will try.
Andre, I know you're a busy man. I'll let you go. Many thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Great to hear.
Ricky, great to see you. You've got Voyage Bubble coming up in the Hong Kong Mile.
Yes.
What do you think of his chances?
Against the big boys, the over the mile, which I think it will be his best trip. He's in a very good condition since he had a long break, and expect him to run really well. Very interesting race for him and to watch.
Can he beat Golden 60?
I'll tell you in a short while.
Just a final one. What about the tactics here? What are you going to tell your jockey?
He'll be in the first 4 or 5, considering where he drew. And today, look at the previous races. I think horses, they can all perform travelling midfield. That's the way I put it.
Good jockey to have, James McDonald.
Yes, definitely.
7.4 California Spangle, 62 Dannon the Kid, 11 Seraphos, 17 Soul Rush, Tribalist 77, 5.4 Beauty Eternal, 36 Beauty Joy, 66 Limbs Kosciuszko, 27 Voyage Bubble, Encountered 17, 75 Cairo, 17 Namur and Davina, no support at 123. Mark, up to you now we've seen 2 really good Group 1s now. We're coming up to the mile. Who do you like in the mile?
That horse, Paul, number 10, Voyage Bubble, the Derby winner. Just nothing went right on debut. It was just a weird 5-horse field where the first 3 brought themselves undone, and he was all done down the straight, and Beauty Eternal and Beauty Joy went whoosh, whoosh, whoosh and ran past him. He's trialled well since. His Derby win was huge when he was 3 wide from the best part of the last 1,500 metres. He's trialled well since. He's at 27 and 5 a place, so we'll make him the long shot this afternoon. Number 10, Voyage Bubble. 4 Seraphos goes in for second. He is a horse that is coming off an 8th last time behind race rival Namur, a winner of the Mile Championship in 2022. Did run second behind Songline in the Yasuda Kinnan 2 runs ago. Yuga Kawada on board from barrier number 4. The great horses in for third, Golden 60. Barrier number 14. This will be some win. If he can win it from 14, first up as an 8-year-old, it'll be a wonderful Vincent Ho ride. It'll be a story of pure greatness. And at 1.9 and 1.4, just about everybody here wants to see that happen. And number 13, Namur. In down the bottom, showed amazing speed to win in Japan last time. That was in the Mile Championship. Drew 16. Draws barrier number 12 here, so it's a wide draw, but her turn of foot was amazing and was a Group 2 winner 2 starts ago. 10 for the Heart with the 1, Paul, and 13 Namur for race 7.
Yeah, same four numbers actually. I went with Seraphos. I thought he was the best of the Japanese. He had clear excuses at his last start. He's really settled in well and drawn nicely in barrier 4. So Japan for me from the 10 voyage bubble. Agree with Mark said he's come on from his last run. Namur was a strong win last start, and Golden 60. I mean, we'd love to see him win, but barrier 14, he'll be a true champion if he wins, but he is anyway. 4-10, 13 and 1 for me.
Yeah, 13 on top. We're going to go the best bets in this race here with Namur at 17s and 4.4. Bit of a stab in the dark here, but comes with a lot of quality. Got turned sideways at the 150 in the mile championship. Still ran home in 33. Might have ran home in a quicker time than that had she not been turned sideways. So 13 to beat 4, Seraphos. Golden 60. Would love to see him win, but first up, 1600 metres here from barrier 14 has to be a massive task, and Beauty Eternal in for 4. 13, 4, 1, 7. Jenny, a recap of your numbers. And Nick's numbers there on screen as well. 1, 7, 2 and 10.
That's the other Nick. Yep.
Yes.
So, the 7 on top for me, Beauty Eternal. I thought he paraded beautifully, this horse. He'll have to be at his all-time best here, best performance ever to take this out, but he might be able to do it the way he presented. He goes on top of the champ, Golden 60. I really hope he can win. It'd just be fantastic for everybody here today to witness Golden 60 at his absolute best. He looks a treat. He looks very well. The 4 goes in, and that is Seraphos, the Japanese horse. I thought he paraded beautifully, nicely drawn in gate number 4 and encountered. I thought he paraded really nicely, probably out of it as far as ability. Oh, maybe not. You never know. But he looks fantastic, so he gets in 7, 1, 4 and 11.
I've gone with Seraphos for Japan, much better than that last run. Peaked at this time last year and is tactical, and I think we'll probably be sitting just in front of where Golden 60 is. Might get the jump on him. Still think Golden 60 will run through hard and late, might be a luckless second. Echo your thoughts about Beauty Eternal. Jenny just thinks the horse looks great and he's on the up, so I'd go 4, 1, 7, and then 6 Tribalist I think can run out his odds for Andre Fabre, who's already produced Junko to win this afternoon. So 4, 1, 7, 6 for me.
Where does Golden 60 in terms of international viewers? You're a big watcher of international racing. In terms of international viewers, where do they see Golden 60, considering he's never travelled outside of Hong Kong?
Yeah, and some people will crab him for that and say, well, he's never proved it against world-class horses, but he's got a representative field today. We've seen how strong Japan have been in every international carnival through the last 4 or 5 years, winning so many of the races. Some of the best Japanese milers are in this race, and if he can turn them away from gate 14, perhaps people will actually start to believe now the horse is 8 years old.
They'll have to go back from barrier 14, won't they, Jenny? They can't go forward. There's a bit of pressure up front. Tribalist will certainly be up at the pointy end, one would think, and Voyage Bubble no doubt will be there somewhere as well. So they've probably got to go back and look to tuck in and get some cover with Golden 60, don't they?
Yeah, well, ideally that sounds perfect. Whether or not that happens, we'll have to wait and see. But I think, it's not a bad plan anyway, because Vincent will be able to see what's going on directly in front of him, and he'll just be able to know when to push the button on him. He's got a fantastic turn of foot. Hope we see it today.
Yeah, let's hope we do. Well, there is Tribalist on screen. Paul, take us through the trackside play.
Yeah, look, I'm going to go with you like Namur as your best at 16s. I like Seraphos, and I know Nick likes Seraphos as well. And then we'll throw in the other one, which is the 10, which is Mark's long shot, Voyage Bubble. So hopefully we get that one up. 4, 10 and 13. Money coming for Seraphos now. He's into 9.9. He's coming up in on a place line. He's into 2.6. Golden 60 stays odds on here at 1.9. The Drifters California Spangle, no money firm. He's now to 8.4.
Seraphos, Nick, he can reel off a massive finish, this guy. Did they ride him a bit close to things last time out? He covered a bit of ground, and they've clearly targeted this race as their grand final.
I think he's tactically adaptable, and I think that's why I'd go for him over Golden 60 from the outside draw, or California Spangle, who I think might have a bit too much company on the front end. I think this race will be honestly run, Jenny.
Yeah, I think so. I just saw Seraphos a few moments ago. He looks like he's got rather warm and sweaty behind the gates there. So hopefully he hasn't just done himself, injustice there as far as getting a little too warm.
Look at that. There's a huge crowd here this
They're already
afternoon.
Celebrating. Steady. He's got a mile to run yet.
There he is on screen, Golden 60 at 1.9. There's some late money coming for horse number 4. That is Seraphos on a place line at 2.5. Is there something that can sneak into this race, Ginny, at massive odds that could be an almighty upset here? If it's not Golden 60, if it's not Beauty Eternal and co, who could it be at a bigger price here?
Well, I'd say 2 of them. Voyage Bubble, I think, and Encountered. Encountered looked fantastic, so I'd put him into the top 4 on looks.
I think Tribalist will run well.
Okay, Tribalist there for Nick Luck. There he is heading into the gates. Golden 60. He is the favourite here for the third race of the Turf World Championships here at Sha Tin on this Sunday afternoon. This is the Group 1 Longines Hong Kong Mile. What a race it's going to be with our race caller, Mark McNamara.
Thank you, Tom. The beauties to get set. Eternals in. Joy will complete the line. The great horse drawn 14, Golden 60. D's whipping the crowd into a frenzy on course. And they're ready. Racing in the mile, and he jumped well, Golden 60. Voyage Bubble from the centre leads. California Spangle's going to take him on. And Golden 60 is now going to drag back from his outside gate, but there's not a lot of pace on. Tribalist next, and then came Cairo. Voyage Bubble and Encountered. Limbs Kosciuszko next as Golden 60 remains wide. He's trying to find some cover on the back of Denon the Kid. Limbs Kosciuszko, midfield from Beauty Eternal, and Davina follows Golden 60. Then came Seraphos, followed by Soul Rush and Namur, and 2 lengths away last of all is Beauty Joy. 1,000 metres to go. Tribalist for France leads a length. He's a bit keen in the lead, so he's keeping the speed good. Running second, Cairo, and third is California Spangle. 3 wide, Denon the Kid is giving Golden 60 a beautiful card into the race. Voyage Bubbles to the inside of Denon the Kid. Encountered's on the rail. They were followed then by Beauty Eternal, Davina, Limbs Kosciuszko, Soul Rush, Seraphos, Namur, and 2 lengths to Beauty Joy. 500 metres to go in the mile. Tribalist is the leader over Cairo, Denon the Kid. California Spangle, Voyage Bubble, Golden 60 called upon now. The great horse to the outside, and he went whooshka. It is Golden 60 taking over. Sha Tin is electric. He's 3 on Beauty Eternal. Then came Namur. Next in then is Soul Rush, but it's Golden 60 for Hong Kong. 4 on Voyage Bubble. That's not a whip. That's a wand. That ride from Vincent is magic. Golden 60. The superstar has beaten Voyage Bubble and Namur. Then came Soul Rush, Beauty Eternal, Beauty Joy, Encountered, Limbs Kosciuszko, Cairo, Seraphos. Next in Tribalist, Davina, California Spangle, Denon the Kid. What a win, what a horse, what a ride. Vincent Ho, a magic ride from 14, began beautifully. He lurked for cover. He lurked and lurked everywhere, and he found it on the back of Denon the Kid. And the 8-year-old, 224 days since we last saw him, has come out and won as well as ever. Voyage Bubble has run him to a length and a half. There's a replay on the big screen. They were here to see it, and he didn't disappoint. The great horse, Golden 60. What a ride, Vincent Ho. He drew 14, the crowd gasped. He turned for home, and Sha Tin erupted. And rightly so. Voyage Bubble's got a great race second. Namur's run third. Soul Rush has run fourth. 1:10, 13 and 5. 1 1/2, 1 1/4. Stanley Chan's emotional, and rightly so. Nick's waiting for Vincent to come back, and we'll hear from him. This was the story of the day. Could he do it? First up as an 8-year-old over 1,600 metres. Oh boy, yes he can. He's still got some distance to come. And Golden 60 for Vincent Ho. There he is on his way back. They cheered him in the back parade ring. They cheered him coming onto the track. You'll need some earplugs here shortly, because you will not hear anything here at Sha Tin. And Vincent is all smiles. 1:10, 13 and 5. That cheer, and he's still coming around the home turn to meet Nick. Here he is right now, Nick Child, with the hero of Hong Kong. And it's not just Golden 60, it's this man, it's Vincent Ho.
It certainly is, Mark, indeed. We'll let Golden 60 walk on with Vincent. Many congratulations. I mean, where do we start, really, with this horse?
Thank you, Nick. He's a monster. You know, when I ask him for effort, he lengthened like I can't believe.
Should we let him
So he
walk
still
on?
got that turn of foot. It's crazy.
It was certainly something. Let's let him just walk on a minute as well. Obviously, he's got rather warm, as he can do, I know, but Just, I mean, Vincent, he broke well from 14. He travelled well for you. When there's that bit of pace injected, that must have really suited you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Perfectly, I got the free wide cover where I want to be, and you know, he knows he's racing now. He never travel keen with me, so relaxed all the way. And then when I asked for effort, he just gave me 100%. It's madness. It's a great team effort. So thanks to all the team. You know, it's not easy to come here with a high level without any preparation. So yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, this has to be a career best, surely. I mean, this is the cherry on top of the cake, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. One of his performance as well. So you know, it's not 8. You know, I feel like it's 4. So
Vincent, it is almost as if, well, we are in the presence of greatness. This is his hometown. He's the hero. Yeah. You're the hero on his back. Enjoy this because you deserve it. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Spine-stingling stuff here at Sharton. What a training performance from that man there on screen. Francis Loy, let's relive the replay of the mile.
And they're ready. Racing in the mile, and he jumped well. Golden 60. Voyage Bubble from the centre leads. California Spangle's going to take him on, and Golden 60 is now going to drag back from his outside gate, but there's not a lot of pace on. Tribalist next, and then came Cairo. Voyage Bubble and encountered Lims Kosciuszko next as Golden 60 remains wide. He's trying to find some cover on the back of Denon the Kid. Lims Kosciuszko, midfield from Beauty Eternal, and Davina follows Golden 60. Then came Seraphos, followed by Soul Rush and Namur, and 2 lengths away last of all is Beauty Joy. 1,000 metres to go. Tribalist for France leads a length. He's a bit keen in the lead, so he's keeping the speed good. Running second, Cairo, and third is California Spangle. 3 wide, Denon the Kid is giving Golden 60 a beautiful card into the race. Voyage Bubbles to the inside of Denon the Kid. Encountered's on the rail. They were followed then by Beauty Eternal, Davina, Lims Kosciuszko, Soul Rush, Seraphos, Namur, and 2 lengths to Beauty Joy. 500 metres to go in the mile. Tribalist is the leader over Cairo, Denon the Kid. California Spangle, Voyage Bubble. Golden 60 called upon now. The great horse to the outside, and he went whooshka. It is Golden 60 taking over. Shartin is electric. He's 3 on Beauty Eternal. Then came Namur. Next in then is Soul Rush, but it's Golden 60 for Hong Kong. 4 on Voyage Bubble. That's not a whip. That's a wand. That ride from Vincent is magic. Golden 60.
Just unbelievable scenes here at Sharton. There is Stanley Chan, the owner, and it's 1:10, 13 and 5 there, Paul. Just unbelievable what he's done today.
Yeah, it was, wasn't he? They rolled the dice, they went forward, they got cover, and he did drift out to 23.50 and 13.50. A good run there for Voyage Bubble there at 67, and Namur ran well, the best of the internationals at 37, just ahead of Soul Rush for 4th. Another 1 and 10 was 399.50. The forecast 1 to beat 10, 565. The trio 1, 10, 13, 1,483. The test 1, 10 and 13, 6,969. And Jenny, that's what we all came to see.
It does not get any better than that, does it, Paul? That was just spine-tingling. Goosebumps watching that. Fantastic. Just thrilled for the homegrown team there. They've just done a magnificent job for this horse. From gate 14, Vincent, it was a few worrying moments in the early stages. I was thinking he might get caught wide without any cover, but he managed to find some behind Dan and the Kid, and he was so strong. When he took off, I was a little worried that he might have gone too early, but he's just so explosive and he's so damn good.
How good is it to see him take Golden 60 up the outside rail here at Sharton? We don't very rarely see that here at all. This is what the crowd came to see, and this is what the crowd are getting now.
When he won this race in 2020, there was nobody here. 21, there was hardly anybody here. He was defeated last year, and now we've got a packed house. Hometown hero, hometown rider that everybody loves as well. It is the perfect result, and he's probably gone off bigger odds than he has done almost any race for the last couple of years. But as you say, Jenny, the pace wasn't quite as contested as we thought it was, and the horse was so enthusiastic out of the gate that Vincent could just adopt a position a little more handy and a little less hostage to fortune, and that otherwise might have been the case.
Yeah, look, he's done a fantastic job. And you know, seeing the emotion of the connections as well here, Nick, was fantastic because, I mean, there's a lot of pressure leading up to that. And also fantastic that Vincent's just taken the horse way down there and given everyone a good look at the champ. I think that's wonderful, and just getting all the accolades and applause that he deserves.
I think it's worth noting, in an era where we are often critical of connections for wrapping top horses up in cotton wool or packing them off to do another job after their 3-year-old careers, or only having 3 or 4 lifetime starts, this horse has produced probably a career best on his 30th lifetime appearance at the age of 8. He's what horse racing should be about.
No doubt about it. And look at him come back in. Sometimes he gets a little distressed after his racing. That is quite normal for him, so don't be upset by that by any means. He's not too bad at the moment anyway, but that has always been the case. But look at him, and look at the crowd enjoying this moment as well. Congratulations to all involved. Vincent Ho, you're a star.
Yeah, cameras, phones, plushies, everything's down there to greet Vincent Ho as he returns here. This likely his last HKIR appearance. Stanley Chan sort of suggesting that maybe there's 3 more runs in him this season.
How do you retire him off the back of that?
Well, that was, he could go round again after what he's done here, but maybe suggesting there's 3 more runs in him, and then maybe off to Japan to be retired over there. Paul, Voyage Bubble, a huge race from him to run second.
Oh, definitely. Look, he's back, isn't he? He had the Derby, he had that one sort of lead-up run into this. So he's an exciting horse going forward, Voyage Bubble. He always had the potential to do that, and he sort of showed that today with a really good run. And look, Namur was, it's good, the best of the Japanese as well.
He's rocked up at 6.7 a place, Jenny.
Vincent's giving him a hose down, and he was just trying to indicate that to them all, just to try and cool him down as quickly as possible as well, because, as I said, he can get a little distressed after racing.
Jenny was absolutely spot on about Voyage Bubble. He's a bit of a cometh-the-hour horse, isn't he? You know, the big day rises to the challenge.
Oh, does he ever? I mean, he's our Derby winner. He's won from in front. He's won from behind. He was carrying a bit of condition last time. He rocked up today with a few pounds off him. I think even better to come next start as well with him.
I mean, it seems a bit churlish, Tom, to talk about hard luck stories. The winner's won at every step of this race, but you could make a case that Seraphos might have finished a bit closer. He was well off the pace, and Beauty Joy has come from a very unpromising position and has rattled home.
Yeah, he can do that. He can really rattle off a final section strongly. Soul Rush has gone a good race there as well for 4th placing. And Namur, Jenny, she covered a little bit of ground down the side, got sort of flushed quite wide on the home turn, and she stayed on the best of the rest.
Well, we know she's got an amazing turn of foot as well. That was her last start that we saw. But this horse, he just blitzed her today.
Where do you think this rates in terms of Hong Kong horses here at Sharton winning Group 1 races? Where does this rate?
Well, you know, Silent Witness is so close to my heart, and I hate to go against him, but it's got to be right up there, doesn't it? Golden 60, what a horse.
Yeah, joins Good Barbar as a 3-time winner of the Hong Kong Mile. Of course, he won this in 2020, 2021, was defeated last year, and it gets back up again for it this year. You've got to take your hat off to Francis Loy. He's done a super job with this horse. There's been confidence in the camp that he hasn't lost it, and he's just kept him ticking over, and you can't argue with what Francis has done with him.
And maybe as the horse gets a little older, he just thinks, well, freshness is his key. Maybe first time out, the best time to catch him, but it's still a brave decision to go into this off a different prep to the prep that you've used before.
He's the all-time prize money earner. He's right up there in terms of that. Coming into today, it was 147 million Hong Kong dollars, on the cusp of 148. A 3-time straight Horse of the Year winner, and now he's, Jenny, he was the only 9-time Group 1 winner coming into this. He's now a 10-time Group 1 winner.
Extraordinary, yeah, absolutely extraordinary. And yeah, look, what more can you say about Golden 60? I'm just thrilled that we've got such a big crowd here to witness how great he is and get just a look at the champ here. And that's a great shot there, isn't it?
How many horses win 10 Group 1s through their career?
Not many.
Miesk did, Frankel did, Goldakova did. There aren't many that can sustain a career for this long and produce it time after time at the top level.
That's an elite list of names as well there. Paul, Golden 60 there. Vincent Ho saying he used to feel the pressure. He doesn't feel that pressure anymore. He's here enjoying the because he knows at some point the curtains will come down on his career. He's here to enjoy the moment. He used to feel the pressure, but he absorbs that pressure now and thrives off it.
If he's any more relaxed, he'd be asleep, Vincent, wouldn't he? After that, he just seemed really soaking it up here. He's just on such a wave with this horse. He's taking him to some great places. And as Nick said earlier on, he is very hard to dislike. He's such a good person.
Been a big week for Vincent, of course, winning the IJC on Wednesday night. Jenny, you could see the raw emotion in Vincent's face as he went past the line. He doesn't show a lot of emotion normally, Vincent, but you could certainly tell that he was shouting something as they went across the line.
Yeah, for sure. It would be a massive relief. I mean, the pressure leading up to this particular race on a horse like this, it's just, you know, you've got to handle the situation correctly, and he did. He's done it again. So just a fantastic performance once again, and what a horse.
There is Stanley Chan at the head of the dress rug. They're out in front of the winning post. This is the photo that all the owners will want here in Hong Kong. And Nicky's brought all of his mates along. They were handing out badges just after the race by the looks of things. There were other people from the crowd trying to get one of those badges. A few might end up on eBay later on, but very special scenes here.
And Stanley Chan was so sanguine when barrier 14 was drawn the other day, and there was a gasp from the crowd. In all honesty, barrier draw ceremonies are not everybody's cup of tea, but if there was one thing that made it exciting, it was right, Golden 60. We're going to give you the biggest challenge we can give you in your career, and boy, oh boy, hasn't he faced it and overcome it with some style.
Oh, without doubt, yeah. Look, he's just been such a great horse over so many years now, and of course, Vincent tonight will take some carrots to him and feed him.
Absolutely.
He loves doing that. He loves to look after him. It's his horse, and, you know, what more can you say? He's just a sensational horse.
Yeah, you'll be able to check out those photos. Vincent, no doubt, will post those later on Instagram of him down at the stabling block once racing has completed and all the formalities are done. We'll have a presentation coming up shortly as well before we head into the fourth and final of the Group 1s here this afternoon. You've been here for a long time as well, Paul. Where does that sort of performance rate on your top sort of 5 performance radar here in Hong Kong?
Yeah, definitely top 2, top 3. I mean, Lord Kenilworth is going to be tough to beat when he won the sprint by 5, but that's up there. That was such a good win from Golden 60. Look, everything was against him. The draw, fresh up, you know, unusual, not unusual, but a different sort of campaign coming into the race, and it was such a good, just showed that really good turn of foot when he came down the straight that we've seen so many times, and so pleased that everyone was here to see it.
Indeed, there is Vincent Ho about to head up for the presentation of the running of the Longines Hong Kong Mile, and the roar around the crowd as well, Nick. It was terrific. You could hear it through the effects mic. We could feel it here in the parade ring. This was the show they turned up to see.
What, as a fan, you wanted today, whether you had a financial interest or not, as a fan, someone who's travelled from a long way away, you just wanted the local hero to do it for the crowd, and they got what they wanted in style. I couldn't have countenanced a performance of that magnitude. I thought, well, maybe he could win, but it would be hard fought, it would be narrow, he'd have to find his way through traffic, it would require a bit of magic for it to happen. As it transpired, he was just way better.
Yeah, it turned into a gap job over the final stages. So you can see the presentation about to come to us here. Runners are already starting to come into the parade ring for the Cup, and that's going to be a sensational race coming up in the next 20 to 25 minutes here at Sharton. Nick Luck will still be here with us for the Cup. But here's the closing stages of Golden 60 from our camera on the inside of the track. Absolutely blitzing the Hong Kong Mile of 2023 to make it his 3rd, his 10th Group 1 for the 3-time Horse of the Year here in Hong Kong. Well over 150 million in prize money for our champion here in Hong Kong. Golden 60, Vincent Ho, Francis Lloyd, and owner Stanley Chan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Longines Hong Kong Mile Trophy Presentation Ceremony will now commence.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a spectacular race! Join me to congratulate our 3-time Longines Hong Kong Mile champion and Horse of the Year, Golden 60, representing Hong Kong, China. 浪琴香港一哩錦標嘅得主已經出爐啦，係由嚟自中國香港嘅金槍綠繡勝出㗎，我哋嘅掌聲唔好俾佢停啊！ May we now invite our club's Deputy Chairman, the Honourable Martin Lau, to present the Longines Hong Kong Mile Trophy to our winning owner, Mr. Stanley Leung of Winning Horse Golden 60。我哋有請我哋嘅香港賽馬會副主席廖長江先生咧，就將我哋嘅主杯就係自送俾我哋嘅勝出頭馬金槍60嘅馬主陳家亮先生㗎。好，跟住落嚟，我哋繼續有請副主席咧，就將駿馬銅像咧，就係自送俾陳家亮先生。And of course, our bronze horse statuette to Mr. Stanley Leung. Congratulations! Huge congratulations! Next, I'd like to invite our Deputy Chairman to please present the bronze horse statuette to our winning trainer, Francis Lowe. 我哋嘅副主席將駿馬銅像咧，就係自送俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅練馬師呂健威，俾啲掌聲。繼續有請副主席咧，就係將我哋嘅駿馬銅像咧，就係自送俾我哋勝出嘅騎師何澤耀 ，and of course to our homegrown champion jockey Vincent Ho. Woo! Today marks Golden 60 and Vincent's 10th international Group 1 win together. Huge congratulations to that. Now I'd like to invite Mrs. Celia Kwok, Vice President Longines Hong Kong and Macau, to present the Longines watch to our winning owner, trainer and jockey. First of all, to our winning owner, and is received by Mrs. Chan. 浪琴香港澳門區副總裁郭靜心小姐而家咧就將一隻名貴嘅浪琴標誌送俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅馬主陳太。跟住就係練馬師 and our winning trainer, Mr. Francis Lowe. And of course to our winning jockey, Vincent Ho. 以及我哋勝出嘅騎師何澤耀。各位馬迷繼續俾多啲歡呼聲，我哋金槍60。好，有請大家留一留步，我哋影一張大合照。We can invite everyone to remain on stage for a group photo. Let's all look to all our media friends right at the front. 我哋邀請我哋所有嘅台上嘅嘉賓喺稍後時間望一望我哋所有嘅傳媒朋友。Like to invite all our guests on stage to look forward at our media friends right front. And put your hands together once again for all our winning connections. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain where you are. Now I'd like to invite everyone to please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem of the winning country, Hong Kong, China, played by the Hong Kong Police Band. 而家我哋有請香港警察樂隊為我哋演奏勝出頭馬所代表國家中國香港嘅國歌，有請各位起立並隨舞。A truly spectacular moment for Hong Kong and for Golden 60.
It's all alligator blood. A 7th Group 1 coming up. And storming finish by Militarized. This is his house. Fortress Golden 60. Imperatrice is flying now. Imperatrice has got her. Imperatrice by a length. The leader Osmosis. Osmosis is clear.